Club. It's Wayne Riddell on point in the 9W with the 10 of Paul Billings. Row 2 in the 91, it's Chad Lackey with the 17 of Ian Gordon. Row 3, Gavin Riddell in the 9G with the 84 of Steve Billings. Jason Riddell in the 9, the 73 of Josh Powers, and Tim Haggerty in car number 40. That is the Ovid Dwaron tribute car out there at the back of the field.
Powers, I wonder if that's related to the girl.
I'm not sure.
Looks like Gavin Riddell has not answered the call. Neither did Josh Powers in the 73. So we'll go with 7 on this one. Once again, it will be Wayne Riddell and Paul Billings on the front row. 8 laps is the distance. 70s and 80s vintage division on track, and we are green. And Wayne Riddell jumps to the top spot. Paul Billings right there with him. Down the back straightaway, Ian Gordon, Chad Lackey, and Jason Riddell. 3 wide down the back straightaway. Steve Billings shot to the bottom lane as Ian Gordon got out of shape on the back stretch. And after that mess has settled out, Wayne Riddell has the lead, but he's way wide. Opens the door for Paul Billings. He'll take over the top spot as Jason Riddell flashes by to take over second from Steve Billings in the 84. And Tim Haggerty out of shape goes off of turn number 1 and 2. Haggerty way out there. Looks like something on the right front has broken because that car went straight off the end. And when he came to a stop over there off of turns 1 and 2, that right front was wobbling around there pretty good. So, man out of Kingston, Ontario, the insurance salesman, will try to get that car back to pit road. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to steer it. If he is, it's not going to steer very well. He's trying to get it over there, but as you can see, he is having problems.
He's going to send a car on a truck after him?
There's one over there.
Where?
There's one over there. Need a hook.
And we will need a tow truck over there for Tim Haggerty in the 40. He did try to get it turned around, but as you can see, he could not steer it, and he's almost out to 411 right now, which is not a good thing. Next week, of course, here at Can-Am, 6 divisions on the card, along with the Fabco Dirt Car Pro Stocks and the Panther Framework 602 Crate Sprint cars. They'll be back with us, along with these, with the Donath Motorworks Limited Sportsman, Whitesboro Plow Shop Dirt Car 358 Modified, Sundance Leisure Thunder Cars, and Bob Johnson Auto Group Dirt Car Sportsman as well. Race time, as always, 7 o'clock.
Huh?
The Father's Day special, week before the big one, the PAB Shootout here at the Can-Am Speedway on June 28th.
What are you going to do?
Single file drivers for me, please. Single file.
Can't even see him over in that corner.
They're right next to the fence. They're closest to the median part. What's that guy that we know?
Oh, the diner? Your buddy.
course, NASCAR this weekend there at the Sonoma Raceway in California. NASCAR Cup Series driver Ryan Preece won the ARCA Series race that was held there today, the ARCA West event. Sammy Smith, Xfinity Series driver, was second. Another Xfinity driver, Riley Herbst, was third. Jack Wood, a driver in the Craftsman Truck Series, was fourth. And William Sawalich, a regular with the ARCA West Series, completed the top 5 there.
You watch that today?
Cup races got me screwed up where they're racing.
I want to watch that street one when they have it in Chicago. That sounds like that's going to be quite a race.
Let's see. We say there might be a section.
Show white. That one,
Yeah.
show white.
So we're taking Tim Haggerty back to the pits the way he came into the racetrack tonight. White flag displayed. We're going to go back to green right now.
What the hell? They haven't
Green off the turn.
pulled them out of there yet,
Green
have
off
they?
the turn.
Yeah.
Huh?
Paul Billings is your current race leader. He will fire from the inside of row number 1, followed by Jason Riddell, Steve Billings, Wayne Riddell, Chad Lackey, and Ian Gordon. That is your running order. Lap 1 of 8 on track. Up next, we'll have the 50s and 60s vintage division after that. And then we'll go right into the first of 2 heats in Whitesboro Plow Shop Dirt Car 358 modified action. LeClaire looks him over. We're back to green. Jason Riddell won this race a year ago, and he's out in front one more time. His dad, Wayne Riddell, battling with Paul Billings for the 2 spot. Picks up that position down the back straightaway. Steve Billings back there in spot number 4. Chad Lackey and Ian Gordon complete it. Off of turn number 4, back down to the line. Jason Riddell driving away from the field already. Wayne Riddell holding on to the 2 spot. It's Paul Billings to 3rd. Steve Billings trying to work on him for a spot as they work down the back straightaway off of turn number 2. Chad Lackey is 5th and Ian Gordon completing it one more time through turns 3 and 4. Riddell on the hammer through corner number 4 and back down across the line. His dad, Wayne Riddell, has been able to put some distance between himself and the 84 of Steve Billings, who's putting some pressure on the 10 of Paul Billings for spot number 3 and 4. They work through turns 1 and 2 down the back straightaway. Steve Billings down low, trying to take the spot away from Paul into turn number 3. That didn't quite work as we're halfway home. 4 down and 4 more to go. Jason Riddell in control. Wayne Riddell still second. Battle is on with the Billings family as Paul holds off Steve for the moment. Steve down low. Paul up on that outside lane, trying to fend off Steve for position number 3 as they continue their battle down the backstretch with Chad Lackey and Ian Gordon watching from 5th and 6th. Down across the line, 5 down, 3 more to go for Jason Riddell. Jason, a multi-time feature winner in Dirt Car Sportsman action as well. 13 career wins to his credit. Ran for a long time in Dirt Car 358 modifieds. Never got to victory lane, but he got into this vintage car not too long ago and has been running well ever since, and he has got a straightaway over the rest of the field with 2 laps left to go in this 8-lap heat event, the only one of the night for the 70s and 80s class. And his dad, Wayne Riddell, trying to fend off Steve and Paul Billings. They still continue to have their battle for spots 3 and 4 down the back straightaway. 91 of Chad Lackey completes the top 5 with Ian Gordon still back there in spot number 6. White flag in the air. Final trip around for Jason Riddell. The JR Transportation number 9 machine from Cardinal working through turns 3 and 4. He is checked out. He is most likely in Lewis County by now. Checkered flag is out, and Jason Riddell, a dominant performance. Second spot will be up for grabs. Wayne Riddell has it. Steve Billings wants it. Up off of turn number 4. Drag race to the line. Steve's going to get by for the position. Wayne Riddell back to 3rd. Paul Billings to 4th. And Chad Lackey and Ian Gordon will complete it. And that does it. Heat race number 1 of 1 for the 70s and 80s portion of the Eastern Ontario Vintage Stock Car Club is complete. Heat race number 2 coming up next. It'll be the 50s and 60s class coming out now. Jeff Cledgett in the number 6 will go from the pole. Outside will be Joey Hiltz in the 83B. Row 2, last year's winner in this class, it's Greg Hale in the number 28, along with the 5 of Mason Barkley. And Darrell Wilson in car number 00. The Buzzy Rittiman lookalike colors will complete the field out of Merrickville. Once again, we'll throw them all together later for a 20-lap feature go
Green off of the
Number
turn.
5 will win this.
and award 2 winners.
He said he's undefeated.
Or, yeah,
Number 5.
yep. You just every year they.
First of 2 heats in the Whitesboro Plow Shop Dirt Car 358 Modifieds will be up after that.
Yeah.
5 cars ready to go. 8 laps is the distance. Second and final heat for the Eastern Ontario Vintage Stock Car Club. Green lights are on and away we go.
Pretty good turnout here for all the.
Joey Hiltz jumps to the head of the class. Mason Barkley right there with him, along with Greg Hale, Jeff Cledgett, and Darrell Wilson. That's the running order. Down the back straightaway, Barkley takes a peek down low. Greg Hale right there with him as well. Greg, a multi-time track champion in the Pro Stock division at the Brighton Speedway many years ago, taking a liking to this vintage class. Won at 3 different speedways last year, including here at Can-Am, Brighton, and Brockville as well. As they work it off of turn number 2 and down the back straightaway, Mason Barkley clears Joey Hiltz for the lead. Now Greg Hale looking to do the same thing for second. It does so into turn number 3 and 4. It's Mason Barkley out to a clear advantage, about 4 car lengths. As they work down the front straightaway, Mason is undefeated so far in his 50s and 60s class, with Greg Hale chasing him from the 2 spot. Joey Hiltz now under attack from Jeff Cledgett in the number 6 as they work it up into turns 1 and 2 and down the back stretch, with Darrell Wilson watching from 5th down the back stretch. Top 2 breakaway now into turn number 3 and 4. Mason Barkley with the advantage, about a car length or so over the 28 of Hale. Behind them, good battle for third between Joey Hiltz and Jeff Cledgett for the 3 spot. 3 down, 5 more to go in this final heat race for the Eastern Ontario Vintage Stock Car Club. This is the 50s and 60s class. Mason Barkley won at Brockville earlier this year. Also picked up a win at Cornwall. He's 2 for 2 on the season with the 50s and 60s, trying to keep the streak going. Down across the line, 4 down, 4 more to go. It's Barkley and Hale, 1 and 2. Then everybody after Joey Hiltz for the 3 spot. Hiltz has it. Cledgett and Wilson trying to take it away, though, into turn number 1. Hiltz right there on the inside lane. Cledgett peek into that outside lane, trying something out there. Looks like he's going to try it off at turn number 2 as they'll drag race down the back stretch with Wilson in 5th. Cledgett will get the spot. 3 down, or 3 more to go here in heat race number 2. And Mason Barkley holding off the veteran for the moment. Greg Hale doing all he can to run him back down, though, as they work down the back straightaway. The top 2 have driven away from Jeff Cledgett in 3rd, who has finally gotten around Joey Hiltz for that spot, with Darrell Wilson still 5th. White flag, or excuse me, 2 laps left to go. And Mason Barkley, who made the jump from the karting ranks a couple of years ago, ran in street stocks for a year or 2, had some terrible luck, jumped into this vintage car. Of course, this was a former vintage car that Brian Como, who is here in attendance tonight as a spectator, ran to many victories across the Northeast. But right now, Mason Barkley has that car, and he's won 3 times with it already. White flag is in the air. Final trip around for Mason Barkley. Down the back stretch into turn number 3 and 4. Greg Hale giving chase from 2nd. Looks like he's going to run out of time. Checkered flag in the air, and Mason Barkley continues his winning ways in the 50s and 60s vintage class. Picks up the win. Greg Hale will cross in 2nd. Jeff Cledgett, if he makes it through turns 3 and 4 and down the front straightaway with no problem, he'll collect 3rd as he works it off at turn number 3 and 4. And he'll cross the line in 3rd. Joey Hiltz and Darrell Wilson will complete the rest of your field. And that does it